So without further ado, I'd like to get started and introduce to you, firstly, our moderator for the evening, Mike Volker. A legend in Vancouver and British Columbia in the technology entrepreneurship space. Mike is the he is the director of the Industry Liaison Office at SFU, president of the Western Universities Technology Innovation Fund, or otherwise known by most of us as the What If Fund, and founder of the Vancouver Angel Technology Network. And most recently, a new project on Mike's plate is the Green Angel Energy Corporation, a public company that invests in green technologies. And as I found out just earlier today, Mike has been given the honor of Angel Investor of the Year as granted on Thursday of this week. So I think we need to give Mike a hand for that. It's a great honor.
I think that means I don't have any money left.
Somehow I doubt it.
You'll always find more, right?
Mike, without further ado, I might just turn it over to you to run the session as you please. And at 5:55, I'll give you a signal. Again, those that are in the technology, are in the structured networking session as tech leaders, we'll try and get you in and get you out the door as quietly as possible so that you can get settled downstairs.
Okay, well, thanks, Dean, and thanks for inviting us as the panel here, and thanks to all of you for attending and listening to us this afternoon. What we want to do is keep things kind of punchy and moving up here. We don't want things to drag on and slow down too much. If we say something that maybe you have some strong opinion about, just jump up and don't be afraid to interrupt. We'll be interrupting each other as we go along. We'll be starting off by, I'll ask each of the panelists to make a quick introduction on themselves. One thing I would mention is that all of us up here are all entrepreneurs. We've all run tech companies at various stages, sometimes more than one. Some of us are still running them, and all of us are still looking for money. It seems like you do that in this business, whether you're giving money out or investing it, you're still always raising it for something or another, something or else. So we all have a lot of things in common, but we've all been in the trenches. We've all been there, done that. So we'll start off by asking Amielle to say a few words about herself.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Amielle, and I am the CEO of Tag Media. Tag Media is about a year and a half, close to 2 years old, and we are a company that's focused on the mobile marketing space. We've built out a dashboard that essentially lets advertising agencies offer mobile marketing initiatives to their brands. There's just one guiding trend to us focusing on that market and specifically serving a solution for advertising agencies, and it's just the mere fact that there are more mobile subscribers than there are internet and TV combined. So you can imagine the flow of marketing dollars that we all saw from online to traditional, and we anticipate the same thing happening in mobile. So that's my company.
Okay, thanks, Amielle. Basil?
I'm an angel investor. I specialize in technology companies, and I think as history is written, this time will become known as a golden era for entrepreneurs. I don't think there's ever been a time when there were so many big opportunities that were so easy to build companies on for so little money that could be sold so early. Thank you.
Good pitch.
Love it, love it.
Looking for money?
Mike?
I'm Mike Satterfield. I'm a partner with the Yaletown Venture Partners. So we're a venture capital firm, as our name might suggest. And I guess the three things that characterize us as far as our focus are that we invest in information technology and clean energy technology companies. So that's the sectors we cover. We invest in British Columbia and Alberta on the IT side of the fence, and in clean tech, energy tech, we cover BC, Alberta, Washington, and Oregon, so a slightly bigger geographic footprint there. And we're a seed and early stage entrant, so the first check that we write to a company is typically at that stage. And my background is having spent more of my life on the other side of the table, going and speaking to people like me, looking for money to get my own companies up and running. So I've spent probably 15 years of my life on one side of the fence, and the last, actually it's probably closer to 20 on that side of the fence, and the last 10 or so in the world of finance.
Okay, great, thank you. Now, could you all just raise your hands for a moment, please? Everyone, please just raise your hands. And put them down if you're not looking for money.
That's done.
Oh, wait,
Not
sorry.
bad. Good. Okay, good, good. Then I hope you can pick up some tidbits this afternoon. So as the session is titled, it's Get Fundable. One of the things we hope to convey or communicate is what it takes to get fundable. So, Amielle, you are the token entrepreneur on the panel, since we're all investors now, and you're the one raising money. What made you so hot? What made you attractive enough, company that is, to get funded?
So I'm not really in the market for raising money. We just closed our last round. TAG has raised about $1 million, and we set out to raise $500,000 and close just over that. Well, the closing dinner is in 2 weeks from now, but it's done. But being a CEO, I will be going out and raising money probably in 2 weeks from now anyway, so it never stops. Just quickly, I think the things that made us attractive, the biggest thing we did that really helped get the round together was we went out and got some seriously credible investors that understood our business, that had, because they had built and sold a very similar business and delivered a very high return to shareholders. And once we brought them in, beyond just talking about the opportunity and forecast, once we brought in that credibility, it helped bring in further funds. The other kind of key piece is our valuation. Our term sheet was, I think, a fair reflection of the times we were raising money in. We were asking for something that we believed was a good deal for investors, and they agreed.
Where did you find these people? Where did you find, because I think you make a really good point about the fact that they understood your business, so they related to what you're doing. But how did you uncover them? Did you go to local events, networking sessions like this one today? How did you find them?
The majority of the investors, I would say, are from outside of Canada, and found them through networking. Basically, we set out to find the best possible investor for the company. And we knew that those individuals lived in Seattle. And we knew we could, if we really worked hard, find a way to get to them through advisors and related networks. And we essentially just got on the phone and we're...
So give us a little story. Tell us about the first one. How did you connect with that? Because they were strangers to you at the time, right? But you connected with them.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things. I mean, Greg Smith, who's in the audience, I met through, I guess, just common work colleagues through the BDC. And we met very early on in the process, and Greg was instrumental in helping us close our financing. So we just met through referrals. But I'll just speak more to the Seattle side. I went to an event in Seattle, and the keynote speaker was the VP of Yahoo's mobile group, or the ex-VP. And I ran up, introduced myself, and then probably called him every day for the next 3 weeks until he joined my board of advisors. And then,
so would you say tenacity is a good entrepreneurial characteristic?
Yeah, I think that's pretty key.
Good.
So, and after that, he introduced me to the co-founders of a company called Aquantive, and I probably called them every day for 3 months until one of them invested. So
locally, we've got Mike, Basil, myself, all looking for hot deals. None of us invested. Why not? Mike, why didn't you invest in this deal?
Well, first of all, she didn't ask. I think one of the things that you want to watch for when you're going after people for money is making sure that what you're looking for is a good match with what they're looking for. And I would say that investors generally are well practiced at saying no, so I wouldn't go out of your way to kind of overqualify it. But generally speaking, you need to be asking for money from the right people at the right time. Or actually, you should never be asking for money. You should always be selling your opportunity, and there's a big difference. But I think our business is to write relatively larger checks at a somewhat later stage than what TAG was at when they did their initial investment. So it's not out of the question that it's the kind of company we could be interested in if it needs more money and gets to a slightly more advanced stage. So like every business, we've got a specialization, and ours tends to be looking for opportunities where we can write $1 or $2 million check to get started with, and we're looking to put 5 or 6